back at it again, and I don't know if you guys have heard, but oh my goodness. Illinois strikes again. Not only did that bill go into effect on January 1st, where, up to, I believe it was second-degree murder, you won't be arrested for it. Let out free. But Illinois has ratcheted the wokeness up even a step further than that. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to believe at first. Wait, what? How do you go even beyond that? You just letting criminals out for free? No bond, no nothing? Yeah. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and let's dive into this story too. Let's jump into it. Jeez.
It's a sad day for the Constitution in Illinois, as an assault weapons ban has just been signed into law, and it's the most restrictive in the nation. I'm Gary Franchi, and news breaks every day here. Be the first to know when. Tap subscribe and stay informed. People have been saying for decades that politicians are coming for your weapons, and in Illinois, that day has come. Illinois recently passed an assault weapons ban that is the dream law for liberal tyrants in the United States, but all hope is not lost yet. Town Hall reports that Illinois became the latest state to ban semi-automatic sporting rifle sales and possession on Tuesday after passing both chambers of the Illinois General Assembly. The Protect Illinois Communities Act was signed by Democratic Governor J.B. Pritzker, as well as semi-automatic sporting rifles, high-capacity magazines, and rapid-firing devices are now prohibited by law. Watch.
Quite a past 24 hours. Yesterday, I began my second term as governor of the great state of Illinois, and today we made...
It is not great. It's literally one of the states with the most people leaving. That ain't great. That doesn't sound like great to me. Illinois, New York, and California, but there was another one too. Illinois, California, New York, and there was one other one. And I believe most people were going to Texas, Florida, or the Carolinas were the states that they were leaving to. Illinois is not great, son. When you're one of the top 4 states in terms of people leaving, that's not good. So I don't want to hear anything great coming out of what's his name? Pritzker? Total crap.
In history, becoming the 9th state to institute an assault weapons ban and one of the strongest assault weapons bans in the nation. For the past few years, members of the General Assembly and I have battled the powerful forces of the pro-gun lobby to pass effective gun safety legislation. We've had occasional victories, but on assault weapons and high-capacity magazines, victory has been elusive. That's why today I couldn't be prouder to say that we got it done. Illinois now officially prohibits the sale and distribution of these mass killing machines and rapid fire devices.
And yet most people are put in pine boxes, even in Illinois, due to not assault weapons, not AR-15s, or the AR-14, as Joe Biden said. It's due to handguns. And Colion Noir pointed out something that was really, really eye-opening to me. And some of you guys probably remember that video, but he said that there's a reason why they're going after AR-15s. It's because it's easy to demonize. It looks like a big and scary weapon, and, all of these guys and gals who are pushing for this have never fired a weapon a day in their life. Like 99% of them. Of course, you'll have outliers, of course, but the exception doesn't make the rule. Most of them have never fired a weapon a day in their life. So when they see the AR-15, they get scared. It's easy to demonize. Even though the fact remains, that thing doesn't kill most people. But that's Democratic politicians' intention. They want to go after the thing that kills less people, but looks scary. Easy to knock off, right? makes it easier to then come back and ban the handguns that actually kill most people, because then they can use an actual true fact, which is most people are put in pine boxes. Most people that are put in pine boxes due to firearms, most of them are due to handguns. So if you ban the AR-15, it makes it a whole lot easier to then come back and ban what? The handgun. Amen. Let's jump back in.
I'm signing this legislation tonight so that it can take immediate effect and we can end the sale of these weapons of war as soon as possible.
They're not weapons of war.
When asked about law enforcement confiscating weapons and forcibly removing arms from non-complying citizens, this is what he had to say. Watch.
Well, you don't get to choose which laws you comply with in the state of Illinois. Let's be clear. The fact is that, yes, there are, of course, people who are trying to politically grandstand, who want to make a name for themselves by claiming that they will not comply. But the reality is that the state police is responsible for enforcement, as are all law enforcement all across this state. And they will, in fact, do their job, or they won't be in their job.
Spoken like a true Nazi. And I hate Illinois Nazis.
Same.
J.B. Pritzker further added to those conservatives who refuse to comply, there will be consequences. Watch.
Well, remember that anybody who doesn't comply, there are consequences for that. We've given people, I think, a year. We're at about a year, right, for people to comply, to fill out the paperwork and so on, and we expect them to do that.
Unbelievable. There are a litany of lawsuits that have already been filed against this new draconian massive overreach of government that directly infringes on citizens' direct constitutional rights. The Illinois State Rifle Association writes that HB 5855 is a perfect example of what the anti-gun crowd wants. They are not hiding their intentions. HB 5855 is not about fighting crime. None of these anti-gun bills have been about fighting crime, but rather they've been about disarming the American people.
Yep.
HB 5855 and other bills like it are aimed directly at law-abiding citizens. In fact, it's a hate crime against law-abiding gun owners. In this bill, the firearms listed and the features that can be put on firearms that they want to ban are the best self-defense firearms and make self-defense easier. The semi-automatic AR-15s, shotguns, or pistols are the best for self-defense, target shooting, and hunting. The great thing about the Second Amendment is that it applies to everyone, rich and poor alike. HB 5855 makes life even tougher for those people who are economically disadvantaged or live in bad neighborhoods in Chicago and other cities around the state. The Illinois State Rifle Association had filed a lawsuit against the state of Illinois, hoping for immediate injunction against all provisions inside of this new law. The vice president of the Illinois State Rifle Association, David Lombardo, sent us an exclusive comment on this unconstitutional law. Take a look.
If you believe each of us has a God-given right to protect our families and that the Constitution guarantees that right, then you should take a look at what's happening in the state of Illinois. Our rogue governor, who's more interested in personal power than he is in the safety of his own citizens, has had a bill passed into law, and we can't purchase or possess semi-automatic rifles, semi-automatic pistols, or semi-automatic shotguns. There's well over 100 models of firearms we're no longer allowed to possess. And if you have a rifle magazine over 10 rounds or pistol magazines over 15 rounds, it's a felony and you can go to prison for that. The Illinois State Rifle Association is taking the state of Illinois to court. But when we look at it, we're looking at potentially $1 million over the long run. We need your help, and there's no question about it. Please call us at 815-535-3198. 815-535-3198 and make a donation. Any donation, $1, anything will help us get through this lawsuit. We have to put this governor in his place. And the precedent we set by doing this may very well help you in your state from having it happen to you. Please, 815-535-3198. Thank you.
If you need me to pause that, I mean, you could pause it, but there's the phone number there to call and donate to the cause. Very important cause. This isn't BLM, all right? This is a very important cause in my humble opinion, as I'm sure you guys will agree to.
3198. Thank you.
If you got to roll back this clip here to get that number again, do it. Make sure you write it down, call it, make a donation if you feel led to do so. And obviously, we want you to share this video across the United States because the consequences of this bill in the state of Illinois being used as a template across the country is devastating. Now, I should say that there is good news that is coming from sheriffs across the state. They've issued statements condemning this law. Law enforcement officials in several counties have said that they won't enforce provisions of the bill that require existing weapons to be registered with the state police as potential legal fights loom over Illinois' new assault weapons ban. Watch.
Mimi, Tom, local sheriffs from Ogle, Lee, Stevenson, and Winnebago counties.
Is that a Mac? Where in the world did they get that from?
Mimi, Tom.
It is. Wow. Actually, there's two of them.
Local sheriffs from Ogle, Lee, Stevenson, and Winnebago counties have made it clear they will not comply with the law. They believe this violates our constitutional right.
Sure does.
Just appears to be another rush to judgment, a bill that was introduced with very little oversight and very little public review.
There's so many unknowns. It's another one of those laws that passed that they put unrealistic expectations out there, and there's no way to follow those things up.
Ogle County and Stevenson County sheriffs share their opinion. This new law is unconstitutional. They believe it violates Americans' Second Amendment rights. Stevenson County Sheriff Steve Stovall argues guns aren't the problem.
It's not the gun that did it, it's those people. So we have to protect the rights of the law-abiding citizen.
Sheriff.
Yes, sir.
The choice is clear. Either stand for the Constitution or stand in the way of it. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, who's expected to announce his bid for president in 2024, has declared himself an enemy of the Constitution on many occasions. With the state's massive overreach during lockdowns, it now has declared that the Second Amendment is null and void in the state of Illinois. But every resident of Illinois needs to be thankful that there's an organization like the Illinois State Rifle Association and a number of county sheriffs that are standing for gun rights in Illinois. The Illinois State Rifle Association has won many landmark lawsuits against Illinois to protect people's freedoms.
And they'll win this one, too.
If you can, visit their website and help fund their efforts to protect the Second Amendment, because if they lose in Illinois, this is coming to a state near you. Let's get.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree with that last statement there. If they manage to lose, which I highly doubt that they will, that will then become the template for a lot of states. A lot of states. So, yeah. Very, very dangerous situation there. Very, very serious. As you heard, shotguns and even handguns are banned. I thought it was just AR-15 style weapons. It's shotguns and handguns, too. And anything over 15 rounds, you're going to prison. Okay. Wow. That law is a lot worse than what I originally thought, which makes it even scarier. And to think that this guy wants to run for president? Please waste your money. You know what I mean? Please waste your money, Pritzker, running for president. I just want to watch you lose. Waste all your money. Put all your own personal funds into it and everything. Empty the barrel. I want to see you limp back home, broke as a joke, all right? Would love to see it just for you trying to even. Listen, I think this is in part a publicity stunt to gear up for a run for presidency. You know, the same way Gavin Newsom was out in California or is out in California doing publicity stunts, passing like terrible bills. Everybody thinks that they're terrible. But hey, what do y'all think? Let me know in the comment section below. And I think it's dope to see that, you know, some sheriffs were standing up and saying, hey, this isn't constitutional. This isn't constitutional. You know, I pledged the oath to uphold the Constitution, and this isn't constitutional. I'm not gonna abide by this. I'm gonna abide by what the Constitution says. And the Constitution says that you can't do what you're trying to do. Now, if that means that the sheriff gets fired, so be it. Let all the officers go with the sheriff. Now who's going to protect the city? Now you're going to have a bunch of lawlessness and a bunch of criminals running the streets, all because of you. Ooh. Actually, I kind of would love to see that happen. The chaos that would unfold from that. You know, obviously you don't want to see people lose their lives, but you know, these terrible policies and things, I want to see something terrible happen because of their terrible policies, to watch their mental gymnastics when they try to explain it away. Oh, well, see, the radical sheriff, it was the radical sheriff because, you know, well, you fired him. You told him to skedaddle, and all of the employees left with him because they weren't going to uphold it either. Now you don't have any police in the city. And you signed a bill into law that said you couldn't arrest people up to second-degree murder anyway. Now the morgue is filled up. So filled that you got cooler containers outside of morgues to hold the bodies. And all of that is on your hands. I guarantee you they would find some kind of way to try to explain it away, but it'd be interesting to watch. Now, obviously, you know, I wish there was a way that wouldn't involve people losing their lives, you know, because that's a very, very serious situation. I don't want to make light of people losing their lives. Don't make no mistake about that, but that's the only outcome of this. It really is. People are going to get hurt. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comment section below. Like, share, comment. Hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.